So in today's video we are going to be talking about the 2025 Ballon d'Or. Now, the Ballon d'Or ceremony took place on Monday night, and as you can see here, Dembélé was the Ballon d'Or winner, and I thought we'll do a bit of a reaction, talk about did he deserve to win it, talk about the overall rankings, some of the other award winners too, and I also want to have a bit of a wider discussion about the Ballon d'Or, and does it truly matter? Does it, what meaning does it have? Dembélé winning the Ballon d'Or, etc. Should people take it seriously or not? But yeah, let's get into it. So obviously, I'm using Wikipedia here because I filmed this like straight after, and this is the only thing that's updated straight away. But Ousmane Dembélé lifted the Ballon d'Or. Now I think I predicted him. I predicted he would win it. I said he should win it. And I think most people can't really have too many complaints about this. Now it was quite close, I think, between a lot of guys, that top five. I've seen a lot of people make cases for all of them, but I don't think anyone, can be sitting there and calling this a robbery or anything like that. Dembélé, incredible season. He was probably the best player in the world in 2025. As soon as the calendar year hit, he was unbelievable. He was probably the best player on the best team, the treble winners last season. In PSG, he was one of their most important players. He was huge in those big games in the Champions League, turned up in those big moments when his team needed them. And he was top goal scorer as well in Ligue 1. It was fantastic. I don't think anyone can, as I said, be calling this a robbery. Maybe some people would have gone for like a Yamal or a Salah or a Rafinha, but like I said, I don't think anyone can discredit Dembélé here, say he doesn't deserve it, because quite frankly his second half of the season was absolutely unbelievable. So for me, he did deserve to win this, and well done to him. I think for Dembélé in particular, it's really a nice moment for him, because it's such a good redemption story, a bit of a redemption arc from Dembélé. A couple years ago, this guy was, the thought of him winning a Ballon d'Or would have been absolutely crazy. He's had a bit of a weird career. He's gone from being this wonder kid to being, getting that huge big money move to Barca, being a major flop, being branded a flop, a failed wonder kid, injury after injury after injury, discipline issues being called out on his attitude, eventually getting sold to PSG, and even at PSG it wasn't all roses and sunshine. First couple of years at PSG wasn't amazing, again had injury issues, again called out for his discipline. Even this season had a bit of a falling out with Enrique at the start of the year, but he put that all behind him, and it finally clicked. We finally saw the Dembélé which we thought we were going to see when he first broke onto the scene, and he's realised his potential now finally, and this was sort of the crowning moment for him. Obviously winning the Champions League was great, but I think for a personal note from him, you could see the way, how happy he was when he was on that stage. Started crying as well, because for someone like him who has just gone through such a tumultuous career, really, he's had so many low points in his career, to get this moment just personally for him, I think is a huge for him, and it's really nice. I was pretty happy for him because, yeah, as I said, he's had some really bad years. I think this sort of just showed, that sometimes we are too quick to judge players, and players can turn their careers around. Just because a player has had a couple bad years doesn't mean they are really bad. Like, the talent is always there. Dembélé had some really bad years at Barca, particularly at the start of his Barca career, but the talent was always there, and it was just about, could he find the right environment, could he get in the right mindset to overcome that and realise his talent, and he's finally done it. So yeah, congratulations to Dembélé. As I said, I think you could see it meant a lot to him to win that award, so it's a nice moment for him. Now, we'll get on the actual rankings in a sec, but Bon Mati won the women's one. In terms of the other trophies, Lamine Yamal, where he came second in the Ballon d'Or ranking, did pick up a trophy, of course, as expected. He won the Copper Trophy for the best young player, second year in a row. I suspect he's probably going to win this like 5 years in a row now, but I don't know if this was the actual ranking, but yeah, I doubt it, but yeah. And then Donnarumma won the Yashin Trophy again, as expected. Absolutely superb last season for PSG. The Gerd Müller Trophy was given to Victor Gyökeres, but I guess that makes sense because it's not really it's not a subjective award, it's the objective award. Player who scored the most goals in a calendar year, so yeah, I guess Gyökeres by default wins that. Obviously, Club of the Year, PSG won that. And again, obviously, Luis Enrique won Coach of the Year. Now, let's go through some of these rankings because this sort of leads me on to sort of my wider point here about the Ballon d'Or and the discussion I want to have. Because some of these rankings are absolutely crazy, as they always are with this award. So Lamine Yamal in second, I think it's fine. I had him in second. Now I also should say here, I don't think Lamine Yamal should get disheartened about finishing second in the Ballon d'Or here and not getting it, because I mean, quite frankly, at 18 years old, to finish second in the Ballon d'Or and actually come quite close, I think he was quite close to winning it, is utterly ridiculous. And I'm sure he's going to get plenty more in the future. I don't really have a big issue with his top 5. I had this top 5. I mean, the order is a little bit odd, like maybe you could put Rafinha and Salah above Vitinha, but I don't really mind it. Hakimi 6 is fine. Mbappe 7 is okay. Palmer 8 was quite high in my opinion. Donnarumma, Mendes, it's okay. Pedri, it's okay. This is okay. Victor Gyökeres at high as 15th was pretty crazy to me. And this one as well, Vinny 16th, really. That's just name tags here, because there's no way Vinny did not have a good season last year. He should not be in 16th. Lewandowski, McTominay, I really think should be a lot higher than this. I think he actually kind of got robbed, which is pretty crazy to say, to be honest. Same with Joao Neves. How is he down in 19th? That is crazy. Lautaro, Girassi, cool. McAllister, cool. Bellingham above Fabian Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz, again, got absolutely robbed here. There's no way you can tell me that Bellingham had a better season than Fabian Ruiz last year. Dumfries, Haaland, Rice, Van Dijk down in 28th. Absolutely crazy. Then third, Salise, whatever. But yeah, these sort of rankings is sort of onto my wider point about the Ballon d'Or and just how it's not, it's a nice ceremony. And obviously I'm doing a video about it, so it's a big talking point, it's not the be all and end all. And quite frankly, the way the Ballon d'Or works, it's a popularity contest. It's not really an objective award. Like I said, like, Jude Bellingham finishing above Fabian Ruiz, that's because his name's Jude Bellingham. It's not because Bellingham had a better season than Fabian Ruiz, just because it's Bellingham. Vinicius Jr. finishing above McTominay is because his name's Vinicius Jr. and McTominay is from Scotland and his name is Scott. Like, let's be real here. Joao Neves finishing in 19th. You can't tell me that Vinicius Jr. had a better season than Joao Neves last year. You can't tell me that. Victor Gyökeres above Lewandowski. You can't tell me that Gyökeres scoring 10, 15 more goals than Lewandowski in the Portuguese league compared to La Liga. Gyökeres had a better season. No. It's just, it doesn't make sense. Cole Palmer, as much as I love Palmer went missing for the second half of the season. There was no way he had a better year than Donnarumma, Mendes, Pedri. I don't understand the criteria. I don't understand the criteria. I don't understand what they base this stuff on. And I don't understand it. And it's voted by a bunch of journalists. It's a subjective award. It's given to who these journalists feel like it, and actually it's not even subjective. It's because actually I saw a report that apparently a journalist who has a vote in the Ballon d'Or was emailed to start some propaganda for Dembélé to win it. What is going on? So for me, look, the way I see it is the Ballon d'Or is a great thing for the players, and it's a great moment for the players. Go down a red carpet, get in a nice suit, at this nice ceremony, and obviously, as I said, for Dembele, lift this shiny golden ball. That's a really nice moment for him. But if we're talking in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm not, or at least it shouldn't matter, because logically speaking, I am not now going to judge Dembélé a different player because he has a Ballon d'Or to his name. Now the name, when you say Ousmane Dembélé, you say, Ballon d'Or winner, that's a bit of prestige, and it's you know what, sounds a bit cool. But again, in the grand scheme of things, if we're talking football here, it shouldn't add much, because it's that old saying really that trophies are earned and awards are given. When it's all said and done and Dembélé retires, when we talk about his legacy, at least this is what should happen. People should mention, he won the Champions League, won a treble with PSG, and he was their best player. He was clutch against Arsenal and Liverpool. He was good in the final, and he was the best player. He led PSG to a Champions League, their first ever one, and a treble. We shouldn't say, Dembélé, he's a Ballon d'Or winner. So, he's now automatically one of the best wingers of all time. It doesn't work like that, or at least it shouldn't, in my opinion, but I feel like we're actually starting to get to a point where it is. I feel like people really do take the Ballon d'Or very seriously, when again, in the grand scheme of things, yes, it's a nice thing for the players, but Dembélé having a Ballon d'Or doesn't necessarily mean he's a better player than Yamal, Salah, Rafinha. Because again, I'm going to be real here, who's the better player? I don't think Dembélé is the best player in the world right now. I think Mbappe is better than him. I personally might even say Yamal is better than Dembélé. But Dembélé is a Ballon d'Or winner. Yamal and Mbappe, they ain't won a Ballon d'Or. So, does that mean Dembélé is better than them? No. For me, it's, like I said, it's a great moment for Dembélé. It's nice for the players. But in the grand scheme of things, people should not really be getting butthurt about, oh, Rafinha didn't win the Ballon d'Or, oh, Yamal didn't win the Ballon d'Or, Salah didn't get it, because it really doesn't matter. And people also should not be judging players based on the Ballon d'Or, because as we've seen with these rankings year on year, it's not based on anything. It's based on vibes, it's based on popularity, it's based on some journalists who have their biases, who have their favourite players, their favourite teams, their favourite nations. So it's not like an objective award. And I do just feel like sometimes people overblow how important the Ballon d'Or really is, when for me the achievement of Dembélé last season was winning the Champions League, not winning the Ballon d'Or. But a Ballon d'Or is a nice little extra for him to celebrate. That's all of my thoughts on it. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know, do you think Dembélé deserved to win the Ballon d'Or? Do you think someone else should have won it? And also, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that topic. I said, does the Ballon d'Or matter? Should we now judge Dembélé differently because he's a Ballon d'Or winner? Or in the grand scheme of things, does it not really matter if someone wins a Ballon d'Or or not? It doesn't affect their legacy. It doesn't affect how good we rate the player. That's what I think, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please do leave a like. Consider subscribing. I'll see